Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in today. Today we're going to talk about are all performance tools, human performance tools, created equal? I'm Emily Pritt and I'm here joined with Alex Paradise, and we're going to talk about this and also developing a custom plan.
Hi, Emily.
Hey. So first off, we want to talk about, when we're talking about human performance, what works?
So, one of the things that we've realized, being in the human performance continuous improvement industry for so long is, a lot of people have a lot of different ideas for the kinds of goals they should be setting for their organization, the tools they're teaching their people, and realistically, people have heard about all these different little tools that have been, developed in the nuclear industry, developed in operations, manufacturing, but there really wasn't a good place to see what works based on human factors engineering and what doesn't. So one of the things we did is we set out to develop, Mark wrote a book, and then we developed a course around the idea of what are these different human performance tools that exist out there, and what works. So we cover things that are related to self-check kind of tasks, things like STAR, questioning attitude, attention to detail. So we talk about these different techniques like those and look at which of them have a human factors basis, what that basis is, how do we actually go about improving human performance. So we go and we always start with the weakest ones, the ones that are about self-check, and we go from that kind of very weak and doesn't really have a strong human performance foundation, and we look at more and more effective techniques. So as the course progresses, you're going to learn these more and more effective techniques and understand why one technique is better than the other. Mm-hmm. But also, you get to have an idea of what it takes to have a complete human performance program picture. What do you need? Because one fix may work for some types of problems and some types of mistakes, but it doesn't mean it's going to work for everything. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean it's going to be the fix-all. Sadly, in human performance, there's not just one thing you do that fixes everything. So we cover that in the course. We talk about all these different techniques. What's the value behind them? What's the human factors research say about these kinds of things? And we give the people a lot of tools that they can take away.
Mm-hmm. I was in this course during the summit, mm-hmm. and what I loved about it was the kickoff team exercise that we had, without giving away details. It was very eye-opening for me to see, like, oh wow, there are a lot of different ways, normal ways that we may handle a piece of paper that we're given to say, okay, here you go, do this. And you're instantly able to see, oh, now I know why that wasn't a good idea. Yeah. And like you said, as you get further into the course, it makes a lot more sense.
One of the sections was procedures, and it's always a favorite section because every company goes, oh man, we've got great procedures, or they think they have great mm-hmm. procedures. And we go through some fun examples of different procedures, and I know you're thinking, oh, fun examples of different procedures, how can that be a thing? But I guarantee you're going to have a blast in that exercise. But we go through these different examples showing what works, what doesn't, how do you make a procedure more effective. And I think just about everybody that was in that course, that was one of their favorite sections because they went, oh man, we thought we had good procedures, turns out they were garbage, and it's probably leading people to not use the procedure or to make mistakes while using it. And that kind of stuff, those little nuggets, those little golden nuggets of information, those takeaways, those aha moments happen all the time in the course, because a lot of times the things we think we're doing to improve our performance and improve our programs are oftentimes either a waste of time, they might just be a waste of time, or they're setting us back in some cases because they're focusing on the weaker corrective actions, the weaker kind of tools that are not very effective, but they sound really good. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people out there selling best practices that sound really good. We're going to change your culture. We're going to make people open up and think more critically. And realistically, those things sound great on paper, but when you put them up against the research, when you put them up against how people have historically responded to things, you don't get the results they promise. Mm-hmm. So all our course is all about understanding what works, what doesn't, what are the pros, what are the cons, and then you get to decide.
That's the key. You get to decide what works for your company, not someone saying, this is the thing that works. And you've got all the information to make an informed decision for you and your company and what's the way to go.
Yep, and that's our ending point in this course. So we start the course off looking at the history of human performance, understanding some fundamental concepts. We talk about being reactive in analyzing human performance problems, and then from there we start the proactive process. We look at how to be proactive, what are the different techniques you can put in place. And at the end of the course, once we've talked about all these different proactive techniques, we give you guys the ability to build a plan, and we make a plan in the course. We go through, what does it take? Do we need to get management commitment on some of these things? What techniques are we going to be putting in place or analyzing? Because a lot of companies have some different levels of human performance techniques. You're probably doing procedures of some sort. You've probably got some sort of pre-job brief maybe that you guys are doing. But are we doing it in a way that matches up with how humans interact with each other, how humans remember things, how people learn? And a lot of the takeaways from this course is, okay, we have this human performance tool we're using. We're going to audit it. We're going to go back and see what's effective, what's not, and what do we need to change to align it with that human factor design, that human factors research. So you really come out of this course with a customized plan for your organization to meet what your people's needs are. And it really helps people think about what are they going to apply. I think you stated this early on, this course is not just one industry. My background was manufacturing. Mark came out of nuclear engineering, nuclear Navy. And so there's really diverse stories that we have that can relate with students. We have students from across industries. We had people from food industries in this course. We've had people from oil and gas, from wind energy, from just manufacturing, and just a diverse pharmaceuticals. It really is applicable across the organization because the fundamentals behind people and their work, it's the same. It's the same in the US, it's the same abroad. And we really wanted to open this course up to people around the world and give them the opportunity to come to this as well. We've primarily been doing this course at the Summit. We've had it twice now at the Summit, and we did a course in Knoxville. But with travel being what it is, not everybody can come from around the world to attend this in Knoxville. So this year we're going to be opening up to a virtual course.
Yep.
So we're opening up this to a virtual course, and that's going to be, on what days is that going to be?
It's October 26th and 27th of 2021.
October 26th and 7th. So they're going to be able to attend virtually. We've done it a hybrid course of this last summit. You were in attendance for that one. We had in-person students and virtual. This time we're going to do 100% virtual. That way we're able to fully engage and interact and work with the students. And all of our exercises, all of our handouts and stuff work perfectly over line, and it's really engaging and interactive. And so that course is going to be on October 26th and 27th. The time zone it's set for is starting at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So it might be a little late in the evening if you're in Europe. It might be, in midnight if you're in the Asia Pacific region. You'll have to shift your schedules, but I promise you we're going to keep you awake and keep you moving. So it's a really great course, and I really look forward to everybody that shows up, because this is going to be a really good and engaging course.
Absolutely. All of our courses, even when they're virtual, if there's a live instructor, it's happening in real time, and you're able to interact, interject, ask questions. We do breakout rooms for exercises.
Yep.
So it's just as much like being here in person.
It's almost, and you get the comedy duo of Mark Paradise and myself, and that's just good family fun right there of us. So, that's going to be a really enjoyable experience, and I'm really looking forward to interacting with students and hearing their stories of what their programs are, what are the problems they're coming across, and how do we apply these tools and techniques, and how do we apply the most effective tools and techniques to their problems. And that's really what that course is about, and that's the core. And I'm really excited to see you guys there, and I look forward to seeing you attend the course.
Yeah, so if you're interested in the course, you can find more about it and register at taproot.com/courses. Also, you'll want to bring with you some information, an incident, something where we can develop a custom plan for your company to stop human error.
Yeah, what we tell students, there's two things they got to bring. They've got to bring a procedure they're not going to share it with the group, but they're going to bring it for their own evaluation. And they've got to take some time before the course and look at where their biggest problems are. Whatever Pareto breakdowns they have, do some of that data research up front so they know where their biggest problems are. And that way they can maximize their learning from the course and what they can apply.
Yep, great note. So thank you again for tuning in, and remember to subscribe, ring the bell, and join us again next week for another episode.
And if you've got a favorite performance technique, comment it down below.
Yeah, we love comments. Bye.